All I'm asking for is one cat's gaze. Please, can I get lucky? One relic. Can I get something good? All right, fingers crossed, guys. What's it going to be? Let's go. I'm Gribnum. Thanks for clicking on the video, guys. I hope you enjoy this one. I'm going to be jumping into Chimera here. We have a little over a day here left for the Chimera Clash, or just Chimera in general. My clan is at the bottom, so I'm going to use my keys, and we're going to jump up about 4 million points here. I usually run Ultra Nightmare with this team here, and checking my account here, my personal best, which was last week, 169 million damage there to the Chimera and Ultra Nightmare. Before I jump in there, I want to show you the builds I'm using on each champion here. So now before I jump into Chimera, I want you guys to know we have an awesome deal for you guys. If you use my promo code below, you can get your hands on a free legendary champion, Karato Foxhunter here. Awesome legendary attack dealing champion. And at level 25, you'll be able to get your hands on an Uugo. At level 40, you get your hands on a Rector Drath, Tagoar at 45, and Mausoleum Mage at level 50. So start your new account off with a bang in 2025 using my promo link below. As you saw, the champions available that I'm using, we have our Bias in the lead. She's not that fast. She's a little fast here, but she's doing her job. We have Marius, which is the big heavy hitter. He's doing the most damage. Great stats. Can't wait for them to include a new area bonus so I can bump these stats even higher for the Chimera. Massive damage from him. We have Lydia, who is applying the decreased defense and weaken, of course. Next, we have Siffy here. She's a fantastic reviver. She goes very fast, and she's going to be applying 3 buffs to everybody, including with her 9-piece protection. That is going to be 5% damage for every buff she places on your teammate. And then who was the last one? Newt, it looked like. So we have Newt as the final one, and he is in just a basic build. He's going to do a lot of damage still. All right, so let's run it. The main thing you really want to look for when you're doing the Chimera is completing these trials as much as possible. Another thing that I do, I will keep resetting the run until it works out. I need this Lydia to land a smite. This just improves the damage right off the bat. Anyway, so then the boss takes a turn, hits our Bias there, and then he gets the decreased speed put on him for 2 turns, sometimes 3 turns. But I actually like to manual these bosses here, the Chimera, because you get the most longevity, the most points out of it. And as you can tell, it is pretty hard for the most part to get those chests. There's like, you need like 8 billion damage, 8 billion points ultimately to get the final chest. That could take 2 weeks, maybe 3 for players who are hitting the ultimate nightmare boss here. So as you can see, I'm actually not going to go ahead and place the buffs that our Bias does. I'm going to go in for max damage as I can. And what you're going to notice, at a certain point, I'm going to switch our Bias back into the first form. So at first, I'm going to place the HP burn. I did get lucky, and the boss has a decreased speed for 3 turns. Really looking for that so that I have more chances that our Bias can be in the other form and then come back. Because I need the decreased speed to always be up, right? Going again, and if you'll notice, I can basically, I'm free. Normally, I wouldn't do this. If this was a 2-turn decreased speed, I would say do not transform. You want to wait till the next time that the boss hits you and that our Bias is ready to go again. Right now, there's a 3-turn cooldown, so I will absolutely have enough time to come back to this form again. So we're going to transform. Increase speed. I think I can pump out a few more turns just by doing this, just by manualing and increasing my own turn meter. I think I can get a couple more turns from Newt and Marius. Very important here. Notice the boss has 1 more turn on that decreased speed, essentially meaning I need her to be transformed back once again. However, I would say normally if this skill was on cooldown, I would hit this one first. I could honestly outspeed the boss here, but there's really no reason. I'm just going to transform, throw down the HP burn, call it a day. Make sure that the boss gets the decreased speed put on. The other alternative, if you don't have our Bias, of course, is going to be Necmo. A lot of people use Necmo, or maybe even Estrid if you got her, because she's also a very good option. So here, I'm not going to waste my buff. I have 3 buffs from Siffy again. I'm going to go ahead and use the A2. 500, 500, 500. So you're going to see when I come back to these heads, Marius is going to start doing like 800, 900,000 damage, sometimes 1 million per hit. Now, just before we jump into the Ram form, I want to mention that the damage here that I have is a little underwhelming, a little less than ideal. Typically, I would like to have about 15 million here. And because there's no decreased defense, I'm really going to luck out on the damage from these big hits, because otherwise I'd be doing a lot more. But about 13, 14 million is fine. Would like to be about 15. That's all I'm saying. And you don't really want... So here's the thing. When you go into the Ram form, you guys see it places the dual buff on one of your teammates, and then it's going to kill them, essentially. So that one being for me. So I'm going to go ahead and place the defense stuff, but I'm not going to be able to use the max enemy skills there. Weaken, defense down. This is when I think is a good time to transform. He's got 3 turn on the decreased speed. Got the HP burn. Very good. Let's go ahead and revive on death. Ooh, I don't have that on cooldown yet. Very surprising. I didn't think I used it, but I can use this. Pay attention to how much damage I'm going to hit here. 947,000. I would say that is very worth it. And then I get revived again. Even if I die, because he is low health, I don't mind. I'm just going to revive him again. But that's essentially it. You're trying to get these trials done. I kind of stopped worrying about what they are and doing them, all that stuff. Maybe I will try to do the fear one here, but we will see. I definitely need to scrap this run. Oh my... So it looks like we lost a couple of people here right when he transformed. So I got to scrap this and come right back in. And I'm back right where I was when I lost just last round. Let's see if I get tanked, or if I can tank this hit from the main form here coming up. Let's see. Something you really want to pay attention to is when you have to fight the Ram form, you're really not going to get too much damage. You might get like 1 million damage extra on the boss. But you want to say, awesome, we tanked that hit. Usually I do. I don't know why my team died that last round. Really weird. But I'm going to save the A2. I want to make sure I can get the decreased defense and weaken on before I really do those. You know, you can maximize your points. And now you don't really want to miss too many turns on that. So I am kind of not being optimal right now because I am missing a turn because of Lydia getting the fear. But right now, it should be fine. I'm going to go ahead and hit the boss here. I think Marius is going to do 1 million or like 900,000 at this point. I don't know why he does it later like this. We had like 900,000 versus at the beginning when he's already hitting. Maybe it has something to do with Newt is doing, or he's decreasing the defense, and I guess that carries over every time the boss reappears. So he's decreasing the defense of the boss. Probably something like that. Don't know. But I'm going to skip forward here until the next form. Next up is the lion form. Here we go, right into the lion form here. Let's see it. So he's going to place that one buff on, or that debuff. What is it called? It is called Hunter's Gaze. Sometimes he puts it on Marius. I guess he's putting it on Newt this time. But I want to take a look at the damage that I can do to this guy. I'm going to show you guys once here. So before I do that, let's get Lydia back in here with her decreased defensive weaken. That's super important. You know, if there was a champion who did it any better, that's why I'm going to try out Yasensa. You know, give her a shot. Here we go. 900, 1 million and 1 million. So we had a actually we had a 3 million hit there because that 920 something thousand was pretty nice. So for this, I'm going to go ahead and just a 1 for the most part. And I did complete 2 trials here. Completed 2 trials. I really wish I could do this shield one. This seems like such an easy, simple one to do. This team just does not have shields. Now, if Yasensa brought shields or something, that would be awesome. Getting those mythical pieces is a chore. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but getting those mythical eyeballs is pretty difficult. All right, here again, I won't transform yet. I'm going to go ahead and place the taunt on and then try and get the boss to target our bias here, and then I can try. Should be able to do this before, at least transform her once and then come back again, all before going back to the main form of the boss. 3-turn on the decreased speed. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted here. Only thing is, there is an HP burn. So you're just going to forget about the HP burn. Just come in here with the increased turn meter. Just try to live it up for a few turns here. All right, in the main form, we just tanked the hit there. Don't know if you saw, but now we're going to come in here. Actually, I should not have done that. I was a little too hesitant on pressing the button there. I don't know why I was doing that, but got to wait for Lady to come in here with the decreased defense and weaken. Still no big deal. Just going to come back around to it. All right, this is the perfect example. I can now show you guys what I'm talking about when you transform from our bias's second form back to our main form when there isn't a 3-turn on the decreased speed. So seeing how the turn meter is so low, I can safely transform and get enough turns here to come back around. So 3 turns I need before I can actually transform again. I should be totally fine to actually take about 4 here before the boss takes 2, right? So this should work out totally fine. Go, big hit ready from Marius here on the boss. 909. Okay, pretty solid. Not the biggest, but really nice hits. And so this is for those who have an R bias. If you notice the speed I had on it was like 330 something. You can see I get my turn again, and it's just before the boss goes. He's got 1 turn left before he loses that decreased speed. So I really got to be careful and have enough speed to get back around here and transform, of course. And let's just say I just place the HP burn. The worst thing you want to place on yourself before the Viper form is counterattack, actually. And was it block buffs debuff or the block debuffs buff from Siffy? You don't want that because it's just going to screw you over. And see, if you did this right here, block debuffs, the boss is just going to steal that. You want to make sure you remember just before the Viper, and he's just going to steal honestly nothing, right? So we got lucky. And I'm going to go ahead and buff up here and just A1. I'm going to come back around once Lydia is ready to go. I'm going to weaken and decrease the attack. But we got the decreased defense on. Go ahead and put the HP burn on. The only thing we're missing is smite, honestly. Would like to have the smite. Now we can go ahead and hit this boss for some crazy damage there. Awesome. Love to see it like 900,000 to 1,000,000. Also, I did weak hit there with Newt, so keeping that in mind, Newt is a weak affinity. I think we're going to get an affinity change on the boss here right after this rotation. I think we've had this same magic affinity for a few weeks now. And I'm going to go ahead and place... I need everyone to heal up here, because this boss, when it kills you, you're screwed. So you don't want to lose, you don't want to die, so I'm going to go ahead and heal up with the continuous heals. Perfect. Here we go. We had perfect opportunity to transform as our bias. 3-turn decreased speed on the boss. Go ahead and transform. I could probably get this one. Damage the Chimera with a single skill while your champions are under increased attack and block debuffs. Obviously, these champions don't need increased attack, but our bias is going to go ahead and place it. And we already have the increase, the decrease, or the, what is it called? The block debuffs buff. However, I'm not going to get done with Marius. Did get something else though, and a lot of damage there. So I got something else completed here. Looks like I completed the first trial right there on easy, and now I have this one. I think I can complete this maybe on this turn or the second time around. But what I really want to do is trial number 3 here with the increased damage there, increased attack. So I got to pay attention as I'm doing this. All right, so I think I've lined everything up here. It should be a good opportunity for me to come back around as Newt with the increased attack here. And oh, even with Marius. So Marius and Newt together should be able to do that. And we did. We got it completed. Holy crap. That was a little easier than I thought. So we're getting quite a few of the trials done here. This is where it stops. So I'm not going to be able to get this one. I'm not going to be able to get the poison one, but I can get the block buffs and HP burn, which means I have to transform back with our bias back to her second form. I'm ready with Marius to hit one time. There it is. We got the 755,000 damage there. It's better than nothing, right? It's better than like hitting 100 to 200,000. Newt, on the other hand, might get away. Actually, no. So the only way Newt might live here is if I had Leech up, but I don't. Now, Newt heals on his own. The thing that's saving him here, he has a... Actually, you'd want to have decrease crit damage on for this to really work. That means he's still hitting hard, but his crit damage is not very high. He may die. Ooh, beautiful, but he did weak hit. I think he weak hit every single time, and that's why he didn't die there. Here comes a big hit from Marius. Not as big as I thought, but still pretty nice. We're about to go into the lion form here for the second time. I'm really hoping to end up with at least 8 trials. Honestly, at some point you start looking at the trials and realize, can't do that one, can't do that one, I can't do that one, right? Here goes big hit from Marius. Nice. We got 1 million there, almost like 3 million damage. Very nice. Right here, though, I want to mention, if you're employing the same Arbias strat that I'm using, where I'm like transforming every couple turns when it's right, this would be a good opportunity to do it with a 3-turn decreased speed. But there's 49. He's at 49, so he's going to take a turn. I just won't make it back in time. So I won't make it back to this form in time, so there's no reason for me to transform and then come back, because the boss will end up going into the main form. I'll miss it, and it won't get the decreased speed put on the main form when it hits us. You really don't want to do that on turn 49, or whatever turn is right before the 5 or 10 turn mark when it transforms. You want to pay attention to that. So I just realized I can get 3 of these mythical ocular masses. I honestly think that's the first time I've titled like that, ocular masses. I did not know that's what they were called. I'm gonna be honest. But block buffs and HP burn. I am currently on the Viper form, and I'm about to hit him, trying to get that trial done here. Let's see if I can do it. And then I think I have Newt. Ooh, not Newt, but Marius. Didn't even need Marius here to do that. Now, unfortunately, I don't think I can get this one because of how often block active skills under 10 debuffs. I don't think I can place 10 debuffs without accidentally placing the block active skills. I don't think I can get that one completed. I may be done here with the trials as far as getting them, but still, I think 7 is a great spot, like a mid-level spot for trials, and that should be fine for me, to be honest. I'm going to go ahead and transform here into Arbias' first form and just kind of knock out the strategy that I've been mentioning. And it looks though I'm going to get a very strong amount of points here for Clash. I want to definitely reach about 170 mil, and I think that might be possible. Could be wrong. I got about 5, 6, 7 turns left here in this run. So let's see what I can come out with. Here goes a big hit from Marius here. 1,800,000 and then 900,000 in there. Here we go. I'm actually about to pass up the 160 million damage criteria here, and there we go. We're over 160 mil. My personal best was 169 mil. Would love to hit that. So between now and when the boss transforms for the final time, I'm gonna really have to pump out about 9 to 10 mil damage. I honestly think I could get a personal best here. To be honest though, the run has been very consistent with every previous run before, making sure I do the correct steps, making sure I manual it. A lot of people just love to run this just on auto, and they end up dying quick or dying early, and they don't understand why. You're not going to learn anything by doing that. I highly suggest you take the time to manual the boss, learn the team you're going to run with, and just figure this thing out, right? You're going to do yourself so much more good by learning it, and I don't think it's a bad fight to begin with. This is a fun, decent boss fight. You got the trials, making it a little more engaging. And here, look, I'm about to actually beat my personal record. I'm going to be probably like 172 million damage. I'm actually pretty excited about that. This is going to be my highest damage run here. I'm not sure about the points. I feel like in the past, I've definitely had 8, maybe 9 trials done. So that might be a outcome there with more trials. But damage here is going to be way better than I've had in the past. I think I'm just going to run this for the final turns here, let you guys see this. But I do want to say, if you made it to this part in the video, I really appreciate you watching the video. So if you enjoyed it, consider leaving a like, subscribing, and leave a comment down below how much damage you do, what your team looks like. You know, did you pull any of the recent relics? Did you pull any of the good ones? Let's see, what do I got here? Because right after this is done, I forgot to mention, I'm going to actually pull the relics here for the epic and see if I can get something good. Yeah, so this is going to be a little bit of a stretch here. Go ahead and finish this up. I actually beat my personal record. I'm at 171 million damage there. Let's go. I think I'm going to finish off with like 2.5 billion points. That's awesome. I think getting about 3 billion consistently every run would be the way to go. Let's see. I don't know if I'm going to get that 2.5 like I thought, but we'll see how it goes. There it is. And we're very close. Very close. The boss is to leave in like 10 seconds. The boss is just about to leave. Can I hit him one more time with something big? Please. Can Newt go? He doesn't have his ability ready to go. 2.5 billion damage and a 175 million point run. What if I transform and boost turn meter one last time? Can someone squeeze in a turn? We squeeze in a few turns here? Yes, and we could get one more Newt turn just with that, guys. That's beautiful. 178 million, 2.55 billion, and the boss is gone. That's it. That's gonna be that Chimera Ultra Nightmare run with this team. Take a look, guys. We have our bias doing 4 million damage, Lydia 13, Marius with the amazing 108 million damage of his own, Newt doing the second most, 49, about 50 million. He's who I really need to make better in this scenario. So let's go ahead and save this, and here we go. We got quite a few of the ocular masses. That is such a weird word and weird way to say that. Can I get something good? All right, fingers crossed, guys. What's it gonna be? Let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh my, no, I told you it's always a unholy grail or some kind of epic. Oh no, or I mean rare, but this is terrible. I just got the same thing this morning, man. Anyway, sorry about the bad luck, guys, but if you enjoyed the video, again, please consider subscribing and leave a like, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.